I hope all of you who have nose rings be cleaning your nose rings. Let me see mine. Yeah, I clean it sometimes with some antiseptic. Okay? Cause it gets dirty. Well, any ring you have, belly button ring, whatever other kind of ring. Make sure you clean them sometimes. From time to time. Or else it'll start itching you. And then it'll break out. Into a sore. All right. So, Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. Rasta no work for no CIA. Rat race. So young people, I know y'all are looking at this world and wondering what the oh. I know y'all are looking at your elders and wondering, are y'all gonna do something about this or nah? Well, I had a dream this morning. I was surrounded by a whole bunch of young people. And when I say young, it's not talking about your age, it's talking about your stage of mental development. Okay? So when I do youngers readings, it may resonate with elders because some elders, although they're up in age, they haven't matured psychologically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, socially, and all the other. Okay? Some of them don't know how to clean themselves. Some of them don't know how to eat healthy. And you would imagine that if you're 40 something, 50 something, 60 something, surely you have a lot of the answers, if not all of the answers. My young ones, that is not the case. I am here to tell you, as a 45-year-old, we don't know everything. We're trying to figure it out just like you. The sad thing is, most of these elders are not willing to admit that they're still trying to figure out life. But no, we are. And I consider myself a lot more intelligent than many. And there's a lot that I don't know. There's a lot that was hidden, especially about the magic part of this world. It's not common knowledge. When it comes to spirituality and morality, all that's been hidden, it's not common knowledge. We have to figure it out And the amount of elders that we have doing fuckery with their life should tell you they haven't learned very much about morality, karma, the presence and limitless power of God, the existence of God. They're still trying to figure that shit out. I'ma tell you, they're still trying to figure it out. And they should be bold enough with themselves and with their children to tell y'all, I haven't figured this shit out yet. I'm still searching. Some of them ain't even searching, unfortunately. And to those of you who are born to parents like those, don't see it as a misfortune. It's good to see the other side of life. There's a reason why we were all born into the families that we were born into and had the kind of experiences that life put on our path. Our life's story. There's a reason why, no matter if it's good or bad, and all of it is never good, all of it is never bad. So the good and bad of our life story in its entirety, it's all for a reason. And the objective of the game of life, if you want to call it a game, is to master it and not allow it to master you. Because it is very powerful in mastering us. We grow up with resentment, disappointment, trauma, anger, hatred, for all the negatives that we had to experience as young, helpless beings. You're losing the game if that's how you have chosen to become. It's not going to go better for you by being that way. You're gonna need to forgive. That don't mean you have to allow the people who hurt you back into your life, but you gotta let it go. You're gonna need to become your own big sister and your own big brother. You're gonna have to tap into the maturity, the man or the woman in you, to escape the ugliness of your childhood. That's how you win at life. You can do it. Sometimes it feels good to be angry. No problem. Take some time to be angry. But don't let it consume you, or else you lose. Or you make your path to your future harder by going to jail, for example. Or getting involved in situations with people that you don't really want to, like getting pregnant before you've decided you want to get pregnant. Or you can lose your job by hooking up with the wrong people. You can lose your apartment by allowing the wrong idiots into your home because you're so traumatized and these are your drug buddies and your drug buddies don't know how to behave. So you had your life together, you get your apartment and you want to turn up. So this is your turn up crew, but your turn up crew come around your apartment and they're making a whole bunch of noise and disturbing your neighbors and vandalizing the property, and then you get kicked out because you have harbored them there. So in all our anger and our resentment and our depression, and you have the right to feel all these things, but don't allow it to decide your fate for you. Still try in the midst of all that murkiness to make good life decisions. You know, don't be senseless. You have a choice to be sensible or senseless. It don't matter how old you are. Fortunately, in these times, we have people like myself who is on the internet to tell you things like this. Back when, before the internet and whatnot, we hardly had people to speak like this to us, so we end up kind of having to pave our own way through the absolute darkness. But now we have, if you hook up with the right people on social media, they shine a little light for you, give you a bit of guidance, be the big sister, the big brother, the auntie, the grandma, the uncle, the father figure that you never had. For that, we give God thanks and praises. See, the internet can either make you, or it can make you worse, or it can make you worse. It just depends on who you hook up with on the internet. So you need to be mindful of what you're watching, who you're allowing to speak into your mind. Whose advice are you choosing to believe? Be careful, because there's a lot of people who look like they're elders, they look like they're rich, they look like they're living that fantasy life, and they are not. The things that they're telling you, it's a trap. It's going to make you fuck around and find out. Like all this manosphere bullshit that they got going on. We're talking about, oh, where this is a one-sided polygamous relationship. Nobody wants that. Or if anybody wants that, it's a very small amount of people who want. Did you ever notice how on these manosphere podcasts and shit that they tell men, no, you can fuck as many girls as you want and you can treat them how you want, and the man is supposed to be the head of the household and the man call the shots and the woman has to listen and she has to submit? Do you notice the kind of women that they have around them? They're not women, those are girls. It don't matter if they're 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 65, 70, 100 years old. They're girls. A woman doesn't want to be the leader in the relationship, because a real relationship, both are the leader, God is the head. So whoever's coming up with the best idea, that's the one that y'all are supposed to work with, because you're a team. That's a healthy, purpose-filled, successful boss kind of relationship goals. That's what a real relationship look like. Okay, the woman doesn't run the relationship, the man doesn't run the relationship. You're both leaders in the relationship, because sometimes one of you will get sick, or one of you will get fired, or one of you will get into a terrible investment, and the next one is going to have to take over and hold up the team until you can both be back at your optimum performance. If you treat a woman good, young men, if you treat the right woman good, she will treat you better. Don't listen to these manosphere idiots. They're trying to create a reality that nobody, no self-respecting female, no actual female who is a boss, no actual female who has ambitions, who can help to keep your head above the water when you're on your down season. None of them females want that lifestyle, because we respect ourselves. Life is about balance. And in today's economy, we can't have those relationships where there's only one working person in the household, unless that one working person is making a whole lot of money. And you know where a lot of people go wrong with that is, yeah, you're making a whole lot of money, but then you go get some expensive ass house that's sucking your money. You buy the most expensive car, that's sucking your money. Just because you're making a lot of money don't mean that you need to live in an uber big house. Because you live in an ultra big house, that's a lot of cleaning that you have to do. Unnecessary cleaning to the point where you probably have to call in cleaners. You have to pay for cleaners to help you come clean that house. So think about it. Bigger is not always better. So a lot of people, they make a lot of money, but then they spend it so ridiculously trying to look like they're rich that they end up broke with the snap of a finger. Money is hard to come by. So when you get it, it's not time to buy the the latest edition, special edition shoes or clothes or watch or sunglasses or makeup or weaves or y'all need to stop that. This is not the economy for that. Things have changed. We need to roll with the times. You need to save your money for things that are actually important. Buy yourself a couple of good wigs, a portion of good makeup. You don't have to buy everything. A couple of good belts, a couple of good shoes. Stop living to please and impress other people, because they don't got it like that either. Y'all are trying to impress each other, running broke. Y'all need to be honest with yourselves about what you do have and what you can afford to spend or what you can afford to buy. You don't have to have the latest perfume or the latest cologne. You need a roof over your head. You need sensible clothes on your back based on the weather. So you need coats if it's cold. You need boots if it's cold. You need shorts if it's hot. You need a couple of swimsuits. All them things are cheap. You can get swimsuits for like six pounds or six. As long as it's covering your body, the material isn't annoying, it's not bad for your health, buy it. You do not need to spend £300 on a bikini. Buy a cheap one and practice customizing that shit yourself. Upgrade it yourself. Go to the haberdashery where they sell sewing stuff, okay, and buy some trimmings and complete that swimsuit yourself. You may become a big fashion designer just by trying to do something for yourself. That's how you gain skills. And in this day, they are not giving children skills anymore. Tap into talents. Try things. Tap into talents. You're going to discover things that you never knew you could do. I learned how to make clothes because I couldn't afford to buy them, but I intended. And another reason why I learned to make clothes is because I had a daughter, and this world doesn't cater to respectable clothes for young women. So I had to make long skirts for my child to wear, because I'm not trying to raise a mini whore or a young lady who would see herself as that. Yeah, she wore short sometimes, but I want you to wear some long skirts too, and they don't exist, so I have to learn to make them myself. Now, they weren't the best made, but it did the job, and I got better and better at it the more I did it. When you do it and you mess up, you learn from your mistakes. Any great fashion designer, that's how they learn. They made a lot of mistakes and they learned from them, and then they get better and better. And that's what you should do also, men. Stop investing in other people's name brands. Find ways to get creative your own way. Buy a cheap t-shirt and use stuff like bleach and colors and shit like that, and make your own shit. Everything you wear don't have to be expensive. It just needs to be exquisite, unique. Why should one shirt cost 100 or 200 or 300 or 3,000? Like, the fuck? Make it make sense. When you go to the club, spend within your range. Stop trying to impress people, or stop going to the club. Do your own shindig in your own spot. Hopefully not your house. If you can't afford to live the lifestyle that the club asks for, start a new trend. Go to the beach. Light a campfire. Take a few drinks. Some food. Some friends. Live within your means is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, old and young. The lifestyle the world has made us tap into, it doesn't suit us. It doesn't suit our financial predicament, but we still want to enjoy life. So you got to shift, because the financial situation of the world at large has shifted. So you have to shift. You can't keep doing the same thing. The difference in the world's financial situation need to reflect in your life without you losing the quality of life. Because the clubs are dirty. You don't need to go to the club. People be fucking on the floor. Come be dropping on the fucking floor in the bathrooms and shit. You don't need to be going there anyway. It's probably for the best. Start some new traditions. Start some new trends. You and your favorite people. Okay? No, that's one of the first things that God wanted to lay on you guys. Don't believe the hype. Don't try to fit it. Don't try to fit in. When you get some money, don't be so quick to spend it on things that's gonna make you look like you're a baller or you're the baddest bitch. Nobody got it like that, especially black people. Only the ones who are involved in like criminal activity and shit like that, they got a little something. They don't got it like that either, but they got a little more than the average. Stop trying to impress people, man. Buy cheap, but quality. You can find it. Customize your stuff. They got gems and whatnot on Amazon. Then they got the hole punches and whatnot that you can do what you want to do. If you want to make your watch strap look more expensive than it is and all these things. Do for yourself. Stop buying other people's name brand and start building a life where you could possibly create your own. Buy comfortable stuff, but they don't have to be expensive. Y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to sit down and build yourselves. Stop building other people's empires. You can't afford to. What they're asking of you, you can't afford it. Stop building other people's empires. Every shoe in your closet don't need to be a Nike shoe. We all love Nike. But every shoe don't have to be a Nike shoe. If you can't afford it, don't put yourself in expense. Be honest with yourself about your position. Stop trying to impress people. If you can't do it, you can't do it. They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna talk shit, but they can't fucking afford to do it either. That's what they're hiding. And if they can't afford to do it, they're doing some fucking criminal shit that can land their ass in jail just so that they can look like they're somebody. I don't know if you need friends like that. That's up to you to decide. But it's not healthy. It's socially unacceptable. It's a social trap. You're gonna fall. And your future self is gonna say, if I knew then what I know now. Your sister is here to tell you. You don't have to listen to me, but at least I've told you. So hopefully you could catch the shit before you walk in it. Because everybody want to be accepted. Everybody want to have friends. Everybody want to live that life that society has set as standard. But society never had our best interests at heart. You need to realize that we live in a society that put money over everything. Money over everything. That's how they set the society. And then they make it uber hard for us to get money. So what does that turn us into? We tap into our lower nature trying to get that money. We become hateful with people that we're supposed to love because they're getting in the way. We put money over friendships, money over supportive family members, money over everything. Because they set it in a way that, yeah, money over everything, and then they make it super hard to get money. Don't fall for the trap. Be in the world, don't be of it. That game is for some other people. Let them do that. You need to be in your spot with your cheap t-shirts, making them look so good that people are gonna wonder where you got that from. I got it from here. Creativity. They got all types. They got spray paints. They got all types of stuff that you could use, like gold spray paints. You can make stencils. Just make your shit look swaggerific, you know? Do it yourself. You'll be surprised the talents that you got within you that you never knew. But first, you have to plug out of this established matrix and build yourself a new matrix. One where you're getting to know yourself, getting to know your abilities. And how do you know? And if you try something and you don't like it, but you're good at it, don't be so quick to give up on it. And if you try something and you're crap at it, but you like it, don't be so quick to give up on it. Because we have to master our skills. Those of us who are great at anything that we do, we didn't just get there overnight. You know, you have to try. You're gonna make mistakes. You learn from. It's like you're taking yourself to school. Whatever you choose to do to upgrade your life, because you can't afford to keep up with this world. Okay? Whatever you choose to do, it's gonna take some practice because you're new at it. Okay? And your first set of works, they're not gonna be your best. Anybody that's now a top anything, in the beginning, they were a little bit crappy, you know? And people may laugh at you, they may not support you, but if you like it, keep going. And if you find yourself good at it, but you don't really click with it like that, keep going, because you're onto something. The reason why you probably don't like it, but you're good at it, is because there's some kind of disconnect there. And you need to find what that disconnect is, because if you're great at it, you were born to do it. It is part of your purpose. God wouldn't give you a natural talent if it wasn't meant to be used by you to upgrade your state of being. You're naturally gifted at it, but you don't like it. Talk to God. Ask God, how come? Slow down. Slow down and pay attention to yourself. Talk to your God. Whatever religion you are, talk to your God. Start to build a relationship with the superpower. The real superpower. The real superhero. Because that superhero is what makes us superheroes. It's because we're connected to the divine why we're so excellent. You think I talk like this with all this wisdom and whatnot of my own self? Nah, man. I had to establish a relationship with the divine. And divine told me, pay attention to life. Life is teaching you all day, every day. Don't take in everything though, because that shit will make you go berserk. It's too much information. Pick and choose what you want to give your energy to. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that you may not want to give your energy to, but you need to. Because, sometimes you don't feel like eating, but if you don't eat, well, life teaches you. If you don't eat, you're going to ruin your body and you're going to get sick. So you may not feel like eating, but you have to eat. Sometimes you don't feel like cleaning up your house, but then inside yourself, it is clean it up. It'll make you feel clearer inside. Sometimes you don't want to go see a grandparent or a parent or auntie or uncle or something that they're going to have things to say about your life. My darling, if you know that they're giving you gems like I am, it's because they love you. Go. Sit, be humble, and speak your truth, but speak it with respect. So if you don't feel like listening to that shit at that time, say, auntie, uncle, you know what, yeah, I love you, but I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. I don't really feel like hearing this right now. And don't hesitate to state why. Be ready for them to ask you why and have an answer. Because there's a thing called self-sabotage. It's like, if you're not ready to hear it, then when exactly are you going to be ready to hear about your flaws? When exactly are you going to be ready to hear me tell you about you're going down the wrong path? When exactly are you going to be ready to hear me tell you that there's a need for course correction in your life? They're looking at your life. They care about you. If you got friends that you ought not be around, their experience, their wisdom can tell them and show them, and then they want to show you game. But because you're so programmed and happy with your situation, with your false sense of security, you think that they're just being a nag. Are they? Some of them are. Some of them need to shut the fuck up. Some of these elders, they need to shut the fuck up. But some of them, they need to be listened to. And then that brings me to the topic of communication. We have to realize that not everybody knows how to communicate well. So even though they're not saying what they're saying in the most respectable way, it's a hard one. Yeah, I know. But it doesn't mean that they don't love you. Some people they're just brought up kind of rough. So when they speak to you in a gangster type of way. But it doesn't mean it's not coming with love. So you need to be discerning. You need to know your people how you know your people. Some people, they're polished because they like being like that. Some people, they were brought up rough and they had to polish themselves because they're brought up in a rough environment where their people were gangsters. They talk with a whole bunch of bad words and they speak loud and they speak the way that they speak to you is like you think that they're arguing with you, but they're not. It's just the way that they express themselves. It doesn't make it okay, but for the gems that they're dropping on you, you need to like have a bit of give and take. You know, and sometimes you can just throw your arm around there, say, Auntie, Uncle, that was real powerful, but you know, why you gotta be roaring like a lion like that? Why you gotta make everybody know that you're the king of the jungle? You know? Tell them about themselves, but do it in a respectful manner. We have to help each other to grow, because like I said, none of your elders got it all figured out, my love. We're all trying to understand life so we can master it and win, because everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to live comfortable. Everybody want to be able to take a plane and go fly and see the world and see different cultures and all these things. Everybody want that. Everybody want that. Everybody want that. But the system that those who call the shots have made, they make it very hard for us to be able to do those things. And they have all the police and the judges and the doctors and the dentists and the teachers and the army on their side. So that's why your elders are so afraid to correct the system. That's why a lot of them are afraid. So you see all type of fuckeries going on with this Epstein shit, and you see all that. What else is going on? What else have I seen? All this Iran fucking war or whatever. All them little stupid shit. The elders are afraid to speak on it loudly, speak the truth. They're afraid to do anything about it. And those who are in the positions to do something about it, many of them are conformed to them. They're helping them. They're helping these evil people who run society. So those who are in position to do something about it, they're on the side of the evil system. Some of them they don't want to be, but they're afraid too. Because if they don't do what their masters tell them, then they become the victim. They'll be victimized. They'll get their bank account shut down. They'll probably be made homeless. They'll probably give them drugs and admit them to a mental institution. You know, all type of evil shit. We live in a world that's run by some very evil people. And a lot of people are not like me. A lot of people don't want to go through the struggle of correcting this awful system because they know it comes with torment. Anytime that you try and stand up against this evil system, they try to come down on you to make you shut the fuck up and sit down and take what the fuck we're giving you. A lot of people don't want to go through that. And it's a lot of them is because they have children. It's like if I stand up against the system, well, I'm gonna get kicked out my house, and what's gonna happen to my children? My children will get taken away and taken into this. God knows what's gonna happen to them. But you see, they can remember God at that point, but they don't remember that God actually will help those who help themselves as well. They don't have that kind of faith in God to know that, okay, we live in a horrible system and something needs to get done. We deserve better. They've been suppressing us and oppressing us and doing all type of nonsense to us for too long. And something needs to get done, and I'm going to try and do something about it. They don't remember God and God's power. in that moment. They think that they're doing it by themselves. So then they just say, you know what, I ain't even gonna try. Especially when they get the strength to take the first steps towards correcting any part of the system. And then they see the lashback that the system throws at them. They just chill out like, up, hands up, I surrender. Because they don't want that smoke from the system. Because they feel outnumbered. But they don't know about God's power, you see. Because when you truly understand God, you know that there's no problem too big for God to solve. And if you know me and my story, that's the reason why I still push forward anyway. And look what God gave me. God gave me cards that I could use to tell the government's business. Shit that the CIA people don't even know. I'm here telling them on my readings. God will give you what you need. All you have to do is take that first step. The system need to be corrected. A lot of people need to be removed and replaced to make this world a better place. It is the system that's fucking the world up. Because a lot of us, we love each other. We're not perfect and nobody wants to be perfect. Perfect is boring. That's my opinion. But we would have been treating each other a lot better if we didn't have the heaviness of the system weighing on us. All them stupid teachings, they're the ones who teach us to try and live up to a certain standard. How the fuck you gonna live up to that standard when you're not making that type of money? And then they make it hard to make the money. So now a lot of people go into like prostitution and fucking selling drugs and fucking trafficking people so that they can live that lifestyle, so that they can be seen as somebody. It's the system. It's the ugly matrix that they chose to build. We can build another matrix because that's what we're here to do. But we gotta have the courage, and we can't have the courage without our God. We have to be the change that we want to see in the world. And we have to do it with God. We can't do it without God by our side, or else the system will swallow us up. The reason why the system can't touch me is because I am so deep into God. I've intertwined myself with God. Me and my God are one. When you see me, you see my God. That's why they can't fucking stop me. That's the difference with me and all these other adults out here that's doing nothing. God is real, man. And it don't matter what religion you belong to, God is real. You don't have to belong to any religion. It's real. The stars didn't make themselves. It wasn't a big bang. What the fuck? If it's a big bang, what went bang? What the fuck went bang and made all this perfection? The sun and the moon and the stars, they work in cycles. The trees, they work in cycles. In autumn, the leaves fall off for most of them in unison. And they grow back in spring. Look at the excellence. Look at the scientific magnificence. You don't just go big bang and get all this fucking, what's the word that I'm looking for? This perfection. This is intelligence. The way the sun, the moon, the stars, the plants, the soil, the water, the air, hurricane season, all that is intelligence. It's not mistake. Who or what is responsible for all that? It's God. It's not science. Science was made by God. Whatever God is. Science was made by God. First there was God, and then there was science. God is the science of sciences. The reason why we have sciences is because There is such a perfection and an intelligence and method to everything that is natural, that we can actually study it and understand it. It's not all wishy-washy all over the place. It's a sequence. It's science. This plus that equal that. This minus that go make that. You understand what I'm saying? It's a science. It's perfection. It is intelligence. Who or what is responsible for this intelligence? It's not man. Man has to study science. Man has to study nature. So clearly, we are not responsible for it. I can see somebody putting a knife to my throat. They want me to shut up. They always want me to shut up. And I never do. So back to the class. Yeah. God is real, man. Before there was science, there was God. God created all this loveliness. Why? It's a gift. That's it. It's a gift. Life is just a gift. God created all these things, and then God created people and said, go and explore. Have fun. And then these people that call themselves an oligarchy who run the system, they decided, no, you're not allowed to have fun. You have to stay caged right here, because that's where I want you. You're not allowed to be rich. You're not allowed to feel that. You're not allowed to experience that. You're not allowed to know what that's like, ever. That's how they feel about us. So many of us have gifts we're supposed to be rich by now. We're supposed to be rich by now. But the system sets people on us to keep us down. They go around and they tell lies about us to the people that live around us. They tell lies to our families. Some of our families get paid off to keep us down. But a lot of us are supposed to be rich by now. Even young people. Some of y'all are very gifted, very talented. But the system, that's our biggest problem. And those who serve the system, they need to be removed and replaced with people who will make the people feel safe. We are not safe with the current operatives that are in these positions, as we can see. You look at the world and you see how unsafe it is. How you gonna tell my daughter it's okay for her to be a boy before she even know what being a girl is all about? How can you tell my son it's okay for him to be a girl before he even know what a boy is all about? And that's in school. School. Somebody in charge of the system thought, oh, I know what we can add into the curriculum for the 3 and 4 year olds. How irresponsible. How irresponsible of you to create that much confusion in the minds of these young people. How the fuck you know you want to be a boy when you don't even know what a girl is? You don't know what being a girl is all about. How the fuck you want to be a girl when you don't even know what being a boy is all about? A lot of boys love their penises. A lot of girls love to dress up. They love the versatility of being a female. But somebody thought it would be a great idea to sell this. You could change your sex to children that know very little about life itself. What did you know when you were 3 or 4 years old? How intelligent were you? How conscious were you of the world that's around you when you were 3 or 4 years old? These are the children that they're allowing to believe that they are boys when they're girls and girls when they're boys. The people in charge of the system, they're very twisted. They're very irresponsible. They need to be removed and replaced. I just heard somebody ask who gonna do it, me? Indirectly, yes. Take these. Indirectly, yes. Because you see posts like this and all the other posts that I've done, that's exactly what we are creating. You should be scared, bitch. The countdown is on. It's the final countdown. You are waste of motherfucking space in the system. You're a waste of fucking space. You a bitch. You a coward. You're a fucking coward for putting up with the stupid shit that these people tell you to do on a regular basis. You a fucking cunt. You need to be removed and replaced, and therefore you're going to be removed and replaced. It's just a matter of time. Right now I'm talking to your replacements. Say goodbye. Fucking coward. Courage the cowardly dogs. Ah, y'all got kind of big shot name and big shot title, and y'all are just fucking puppets. Matter of fact, y'all are muppets. Somebody got their hand up your fucking ass. That's how you fucking operate on a daily basis. You ain't about nothing. You stand for nothing. You fall for every stupid shit that they tell you to do because you're afraid. You a coward. You a bitch. You're bitch made. Life is fucked up and the system is fucked up because of you. Because of your compliance with the fuckery. You a bitch. So yes, I'm going to help to remove your bumbleclot and get your fucking replacement. Chanel Green, that's my motherfucking name. By the power of God vested in me. It's my pleasure. Fucking cunts. Call yourself adults. Full of shit. Y'all are a disappointment. Y'all are a disappointment. And you know what? I'm glad that society has been going this way. I am glad that all these heinous, ugly, wretched things that's clearly criminal, clearly wrong, clearly ungodly are in the public's eye. And I'm glad that people get to see that y'all do nothing about it. It says a lot about who you are, what you are actually capable of. So I don't need to be calling you a bitch by myself. Everybody else can see you a bitch. Everybody else, it don't matter what story y'all come on news and chat. It don't matter what the fuck excuses y'all give. Y'all a bitch made. Period. Y'all a bitch made. That's why the fucking system is so fucked up. Y'all don't have no backbone. You men, you don't have no bumbleclot balls. Somebody else got your fucking balls in the palm of their bumbleclot hand. You bitch. You a bitch. You're a bitch. It don't matter how you go home and want boss round your woman and fucking domestic violence your wife. You a bitch. You should be using that against the system that's fucking giving you these instructions to do the nonsense that you do on a regular basis. You a bumbleclot bitch. You a bitch. You a bitch. You look like a man, but you a pussy. Pussy. You not only fuck pussy, you a pussy. So every time you push your dick in the next pussy, remember you a pussy too. Don't forget. Oh, I love pussy. I love pussy. Yeah, cause you a pussy. Remember that. Every time you put your dick in a pussy, remember you a pussy too. Pussy and pussy. You are lesbian. About you a man. You know what men do? Men wouldn't allow society to be like this shit. Men would not allow society to be like this shit. You a bitch. You a pussy. You a pussy. Every time you put your dick in a pussy going forward, remember you are a pussy. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. Every time that you leave your house to go to your job, remember, bitch. You're just somebody's bitch. You ain't got no power for real. Honorable Judge so and so. All you soldiers, all you policemen, police women, all you teachers and doctors and dentists and chefs, all you garbage collectors, every fucking body that bow to the bumbleclad bullshit that the system wants y'all to do, remember that. You are somebody's bitch. You bitch made. It's not about making money. You fucking scared. You a bitch. You can't even enjoy the money that you're getting for doing the bullshit that you're doing to society. It's not about the money. You do it because you fucking scared. You a bitch. You a bitch. Y'all don't want to go through no hardship. Y'all are godless. And you tell yourselves that you're God with your godless ass. But you swear, you try to convince yourself and everybody else around you that you're somebody. You're no fucking body. You're nobody. If you were somebody, the fucking world wouldn't be like this because you wouldn't allow it. You are nobody. I got more balls than you. You're pussy. Anyway, children, that brings me to the end of this session. Until next time, my lovelies, I wish you all the best. Okay? I pray that you find your way through this ugly maze that the adults have created. The adults have created for you to try and find your way through. The adults were supposed to clear the way for you. The adults were supposed to make your stay here, your experience here, a pleasurable one. But as you can see, the adults, they have failed you. They have failed us by complying with this wicked, awful, ungodly system. They have failed us. They failed us. I don't know if they're going to redeem themselves going forward, but God is going to make a way for us. We're going to make it through. And we're going to create the kind of world that they couldn't do or wouldn't do for us. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Because we're not bitch made like them. God say, and a child shall lead the way. So don't look at your age and look at how much you don't know. It's not about that. God is going to give you what you need when you need it. That's how they looked at me. They looked at me like I don't know anything because they know they didn't teach me anything. I had to learn all the things that I know. It's not because people taught me. It's because life taught me. God told me to pay attention and make good decisions and walk with God. And I did. And now Babylon can't touch me. They so desperately want to. I don't have a bank account. I don't have a job. I don't have no family. I don't have no friends. I don't go anywhere. I don't have a passport. I can't go to the dentist in peace because they tell the dentist to sabotage my teeth, which they do. I can't go to the doctor if I need to go to a doctor. But you know what I do have? I have security. Do I look like I don't eat? Do I look like I'm unhappy? Do I look like I'm lonely? I'd rather be alone than to have a whole bunch of fake ass motherfuckers getting money to keep me down around me. Me and my God and the one person, which is my child, is enough. I'm happy. When the time comes, I will have a man. Because they can't keep me down forever. God will never be so unfair. Because I don't deserve that. So this is their time to have some kind of power over my life. They wish that I was like homeless and all of that. And they could never make that happen because God's power is limitless. The evil ones can want as much evil as they want. They can only gain what God allowed them to. They can only achieve what God will allow them to achieve in our lives. They can't hurt us if God don't give them the power to hurt us. And if they hurt us, it's because God is trying to teach us something. God is trying to either show us who these people are, show us that we can't trust them, or God is trying to make us have an experience that we can come and then teach others. Because that's how I gained so much knowledge. It's because I've been through so much. That's why I could tell you the story like I could tell you the story, because I'm in the middle of it. I see it. I live it. I oppose it. So I can speak from the side of those who are doing it, and I can speak from the side of those who oppose it. And I have the courage and God with me to do something about it. Hence why I'm here sharing this news with the world, explaining it in a way that even young people who know not what the hell is going on, it'll give you some kind of, aha, kind of experience. Like, yeah, they failed us. These adults, these people who pose like they are superstars and they are high society and they are teachers and they are judges and they are nurses, and they are these people who pose on us with their high positions in society. They failed us. They failed us. They're a disappointment. They are nothing to aspire to. They're in these positions, but they're not fulfilling their duties in these elevated positions. So fuck a honorable judge so-and-so. Show me your fucking working honorable judge, because right now you're not looking very honorable. Why do we have all these criminals walking around? Why aren't you doing anything? And then when the people choose to do something about these things, then they roll out the army and the soldiers and whatnot. So soldiers, where the fuck are you to help bring justice to this ugly system? Why are you allowing these people to traffic these children? Why are you protecting them? Tell me. Hey, Captain so-and-so and Lieutenant so-and-so, head of this and that, all these elevated titles, y'all are fucking trash. Y'all are bitches. Nothing means anything because you're not doing your duties. You're just posing. You're not doing anything for real. You get paid to do nothing. You get paid to do everything that's wrong. I'm not impressed by any of you. You deserve to be removed and replaced by somebody that we can feel safe with. We are not safe with you.